Hey Meta, how do I drive? I'm going to use Meta today to help me learn how to drive. I'm going to bring you along with me. It's going to be very interesting and fun. Meta told me to be on intersections. And by it being the morning, people are tired. They're working a second and third shift. The one thing that Meta said to me is leave early, and I'm doing that. I can't see. I stopped behind the stop line. I got to move forward now. I'm about 35 minutes out from a downtown area, so I got to be really careful. There's a lot of industrial areas across. There's some rural areas too. Meta also told me to turn into the nearest lane. One of my students said, can I drive with one hand? I said, if you want to fail your test, you drive with both hands on the wheel in case we hit a pothole or we have to make an emergency maneuver. But also you got to eat in the morning and get nourishment. This is the left turn lane. And I'm going to turn real easy in. Gotta be careful and just take my time.
Welcome back. Will you be using the mobile app today? Good morning. How can I help you?
Good morning. I need a number 2 large with the coffee, 1 cream, 1 sugar. And I need a sausage burrito, no sauce, please.
Okay.
That's it.
Complete your order?
Yes.
Thank you. Your total will be 1111. First window.
Ooh, that's a good number. 1111. So I'm going to take my time and go around here. I don't want to crash. I had a student hit the curb too one time. It was really scary. So I want to be really mindful of that and just take my time. Usually I get a water too, but the water's frozen in the car. That's how cold it is here. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. A little bit tired, but you got to get out on the road and go to work, right?
I had it.
Yep, you had to. So I have to.
I was here at 4.
4?
Still sleeping.
Woo!
There you go.
But you get done earlier. What time do you get done?
Today 8. I got a short schedule.
Oh, you good?
4 to 8.
Okay. See ya.
Have a great one.
Thank you. She's really a nice person. And that helps on your daily commute when you have nice people who are serving you and giving you inspiration. I don't want to break off this mirror. Good morning.
Good morning. Have a good one.
Thank you. I wonder how many times they say good morning and have a good one. But if you're a servant, like I'm a servant for God, it doesn't matter. All right, I go to the edge here. Check traffic. Let's make this left turn. And I want to go into the nearest lane. It's a nice turn. This is the Impala SS with the LT1 4-door. So we do have some horsepower to maneuver around people who are driving a little bit slow. Intersections are the most dangerous. We have to stop on yellow lights if we can safely, and this is one where we can stop safely. It's a no-brainer, but if you don't learn this, you're going to end up crashing and dying and failing your road test. So you really got to prepare. I'm drinking some old coffee from yesterday, but it's good. You know how it is if you're a coffee drinker and you want to get that last drop. But then I had some fresh coffee. It's very cold today. It's about 25 degrees outside. Had to let the car warm up for a few minutes, charge up, get that oil circulating through. Ron Rhodes in Delaware reached out to me. I have a 1968 Gen 1 Camaro, so I'm going to get some upgrades on that. Very excited. The internet is a great place to reach out to people and communicate. So always look, because people run lights, and you shouldn't be the first one off the line, because you will get hit. I'm trying to stay in between the yellow and the broken white. Oh, that fourth gear lockup, man, hit. Try to stay in an open lane so I can see what's going on. Since we're not in a hurry, I don't have to speed real crazy. I just chill. I have a jacket like that that reflects when I was in Iowa. So if you think it's cold now, imagine living in Iowa. when it's quiet like this, an accident is about to happen or the police are out, because everyone is just too slow, too perfect, and it's too quiet. I'm behind the stop line. I will get the best score. The car to the right of me is past it. The car in the middle is past it. All these cars are past the stop line except for me. If you want to be elite, you need to work hard and stop behind the line. There's also the crosswalk. And then, of course, you see the regulatory sign, which is a one-way and no left turn. Intersections are the most dangerous because you have pedestrians, you have people making left turns, making right turns in front of traffic, cars are running lights. You have to always prepare and be a defensive driver. Green does not mean go. Green means look and check traffic. You'll hear this Impala SS shift gears and get up to speed quickly. But also I'm aware of what's going on. There are a lot of pedestrians who walk out in front of traffic and get hit and killed. In addition, you have the e-bike and e-scooter, the electric bike and scooter. There's an increased number of pedestrian e-bike and e-scooter accidents. I've talked to some emergency room workers, and you really have to search because those e-bikes and e-scooters go anywhere from 15 to 25 to 29 miles an hour. So we really have to be safe and really actively look. You can't just sit back and be passive. And I think a lot of people who observe this want to learn how to drive. You have a deeper question. How do I learn? What do I do? How do I reach out? You just reach out to me and we can set up a phone conversation. I'll set up my stance door and we'll make that happen. I'm going to squeeze my brakes and just use the ball of my foot. I want to see the rear of the tires. Some of you are saying the light's green, how come the traffic? Well, this is rush hour traffic in the morning. People are tired, they're drinking their Monster energy drinks, their double mocha latte. So you really have to kind of separate yourself. And I learned that a few weeks ago. Just keep your space. Because if you're tailgating, people can't breathe, they can't make good decisions, and there are accidents that happen all the time, and we're trying to keep a good driving record, get good insurance, and eventually, get into a Tesla and help people obtain their license. So the greater calling is that, and when you know your greater calling, it's automatic. This is not work because I'm a servant. I'm a servant of God. And if my intentions are pure, everything will fall into place. So I'm just taking my time. One of their tail lights is out. And in some communities, you will get pulled over. So you got to routinely walk around your car and check your tail lights and headlights to make sure they're working. It's just stand on top of your maintenance. And a lot of people don't want to do that. Headlights, tail lights, make sure there's air in your tire, changing your oil. This is what good speed control looks like. We've only stopped at one light in the last 14 miles. So if we can maintain about 45 to 47 and not tailgate, which I'm doing a little bit, we're probably going to make most lights. The drives are very challenging and full of anxiety. So like this truck to the right, you gotta, like, I'm losing speed right now, losing space. See how fast that happens? And that's one of those smaller Chevy Trax, subcompact. They're okay, but this Impala is bigger and safer. You have more still around you. And if you're a larger person like I am, I won't really fit in that. The Kias, the Chevy Trax, but also there is a lifter failure in the Hemis. I had a lifter failure in my my Grand Cherokee SRT. The lifter failed and it took out the whole motor, so we had to bore it out and make it a 426. But eventually we sold that because it was just too much money. I'm trying to keep my space because this big truck is obscuring my view. And it's an F-150. Look at that paint on there. Man, that's terrible. So this is a weave lane coming up and it's not very fun. So you got to get out here and get your speed up, and the goal is to stay smooth and not cut off people. And you notice the energy's up, it's backed up because I'm looking ahead. You should be able to see all of the brake lights. And I'm going to squeeze my brakes. And these backups are very frustrating. People get very angry and they're tired. So how do you avoid people like that? Just keep moving, stay in the middle lane, stay smooth. Don't be an a-hole out here on the road. You know, if you're nice and courteous, most people are like that. That's what I've found. I've been to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Topeka, Kansas, Houston, Texas, Los Angeles, California. I think I have some videos that I can show you guys. So you just have to treat people with some respect and common sense. And most of the time they're going to be okay. Occasionally you do have some extremely disrespectful truck drivers. So this routinely takes like 30 seconds now. It's going to take 2 minutes, minute and a half. But this is your rush hour. They don't show you a lot of this on driver's education because it's so old. So we're trying to update driver's ed, give you more information and a bigger perspective. That's what I would want if I was taking driver's ed today, is to have someone who goes live and talks about this so I can see the volume of traffic. This is real traffic. So we have a weave lane. I can't cross the white line. If I did, I could get a ticket if I caused an accident. So I want to keep merging out until the white line is broken. But people won't let you in. They don't care. They don't use blinkers. How do you learn? You just keep space. You take your time. You keep moving. You use your blinker. You look over your shoulder. But I went through a session yesterday. Beginner drivers don't look over their shoulder. They don't check. They freeze. So I'm going to turn on my blinker now. And then I'm going to have to get over, but once it's broken, I can't get over now. A gap is the space, so I'm starting to get a gap. And then I got over. And now I'm going to cancel my blinker, kind of settle down a little bit. But this is your typical Metro Detroit, Metro Houston, Texas, Metro Los Angeles, California. And to be surprised, a lot of people just don't drive. And people wait till the last second. Because I'm an instructor, I really study a lot of cars. And it's given me a deeper perspective on driving. You see me really checking. You have to do that. And if you don't, you're going to end up crashing. And I'm keeping my space. This car does not have adaptive cruise control or lane departure, but your brain does. And, see, there's law enforcement. So we have the move over law, but people aren't following that. So they're driving crazy. And it's called gawking when you stare, but everyone's going to start speeding. So I put a new tune in this car last night to give me more range and top end, and it seems to be working. I do a lot of data logging on the car too to find the optimum tune, the optimum speed. If you drive long enough, you're going to find the sweet spot where you can feel comfortable, go with the flow, and really shine. But it takes time. And I understand a lot of people hate this because I teach driving education, and a lot of adults just don't listen. A lot of teens put me at risk all the time. So you have to be willing to learn and listen, and a lot of people don't listen. I'm gonna get over one lane. And I'm trying to drive with good space. I'm trying to keep good speed. How do you know you're going fast enough with the flow? What I'm going to do is try to keep this lane open. I'm going to get over, and I'm going to do what it's supposed to do. Get to the left lane. It's a passing lane. I'm getting back to the middle. I'm not trying to hold cars up. There's a car in my blind spot, so I'm going to get over. And I'm trying to stay in the open lanes. I'm not late by any means, but the number one reason why people speed is because they're late. But I'm not late at all. And I'm looking ahead at that. I think that's a Bronco. And then that's the Charger to the right. You gotta learn cars by taillights or headlights. And then you'll know their capabilities or weaknesses. I'm lifting my foot a little bit because I'm a little too fast on this curve. We talked about that last night. And I'm definitely gonna stay away from this truck. That is a Ford Bronco. They're just tailgating. And if you become an aggressive driver like that, you're just going to really irritate people. So I'm trying to keep my speed in space. I'm trying to be smooth. About 10 cars ahead of me, slowing me down some. And I'm just lifting my foot again. Adjusting. They don't have a back window. They got a piece of wood in that Toyota Tundra. That's crazy. Yeah, they do. There's a car tailgating, you know. So now I feel trapped. Like, I feel anxiety. These cars are like riding. And I'm doing 70. But it feels like I'm not going fast enough because you see that car ahead of us, that Escape, they're putting pressure on that car ahead. That would make me very mad. And then you gotta squeeze brakes. And that's when that slowdown happens. That Escape cut over, man. That truck will crash that car. I'm just taking my time. This curve is very dangerous because people carry a lot of speed into this curve. Get over. Good, I got over. Keeping my space. Got an erratic lane changer. We might as well just sit here. I'm not one for erratic lane changing because you're going to cut off cars, side swipe someone, and then just make people angry. Don't be an erratic lane changer. I'm behind the semi truck. I'm fine. I know cars are merging on. I'll have to deal with it. I always talk about driving in the middle lane, but there's nothing I can do right now. So if you were a beginner, I will put you in this first lane and let you just sit and eat and just learn. We're looking for a blinker. Let's see if this car uses one. Nope, no blinker. It's just a common courtesy, and if you were in that Taurus show, I would mark you down. Turn on your blinker prior to getting out. All that does is just irritate people, and you want to be fundamental. You want to have a good driving record. And I think people along the way, their development from 17 or 18, you just drive sloppy. Stop driving sloppy. Have more pride in your driving. And then usually things do work out in terms of learning how to drive. They're from Ohio. In terms of learning how to drive, having a good driving record, and then getting low insurance. Because if you continue to have at-fault accidents, you're going to be dropped. Like in California, State Farm mentioned that they're going to have a 22% rate hike. Are you serious? You're a multi-million-dollar company and you're going to have a rate hike because there's natural disasters? It's terrible. This car's getting ready to cut us off. So I think you have to protect yourself from unexpected hazards. Learn how to drive safely. Plan. But we do need insurance because accidents do happen, unfortunately. But you can help protect yourself and keep good space. And you see me, I'm always looking around, checking mirrors. That's one thing I need you to do. Check your mirrors. I had some good instructors in high school who really just stressed those fundamentals, and little did they know they impacted me. And I had good college teachers, professors, who felt like I was going to be a good instructor. And then I went through several really good companies, and I wanted to get better. I wanted to learn. I'm not one to sit. I'm going to keep pushing and keep growing. We're starting to pick up, but I don't want to get too happy, because that's when accidents happen. But this is downtown Detroit, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Los Angeles, California. So I'm trying to keep space. And I'm scanning left, middle, and right. Turn on my blinker a little early, but that's okay. No one's going to get mad at me, I don't think. But it's better have it on than not have it on. This is a dangerous situation. Many of you don't even know it. We're off the ramp to the expressway. People drive 70 and 80 and 90 and then slam brakes. So I'm really hoping I have enough room and I don't get rear-ended and pushed into this Toyota Corolla. And then there's a man over there to the left. He's standing on the grass right by the crossover. It's really easy to like run over someone if you're not paying attention and you don't expect people, but he walks over to the church. I've seen him do it, so I don't know if this is an experiment or he could be the pastor of the church, but you just don't know. But he's out here every day. He could have more money all of us put together. Now I got a crossover. And I gotta pause and stop. I'm looking for a gap. You see me literally looking. I'm waiting for a gap, checking traffic. And I'm gonna move up. And this is the hardest thing for all drivers, particularly beginners or people with anxiety. You got to be able to execute this maneuver. And it's coming up to the edge. That truck doesn't have a blinker. It could be very confusing. Mustang, here's my gap. I made it. Oh, yes. And the scanning left, middle, right. In this community, they have license plate readers because the community wanted it. So I'm not mad because I do follow the law. I don't rob people, break in their houses or anything like that. I'm gonna pause. So the common good outweighs individual rights. The American Civil Liberties Union had a big discussion on this. And the parking lots are one of the most dangerous places, so you got to be really careful. And I tend to park on the end because you can get your car hit and vandalized. And let's see if we're in the lines. I thought the shifter was here. It's on the column. Yeah, I'm in the lines. There's a lot going on, and you really got to stay mentally focused. You really have to look around and watch for pedestrians and cars without blinkers. Because if you don't look around, you're going to end up getting hit or hit someone. Watch all my videos, leave comments.